vehicle with what appeared to be marijuana. Officers attempted to talk to the driver, Jay Harper, when he got into the vehicle and recklessly evaded. After flipping his vehicle, Jay Harper got out and resisted arrest while the passenger, Kyrie Jackson, unnoticed at the time, stayed put. After Jay Harper was brought into cuffs, officers noted Kyrie Jackson in the car, who got out and did not resist. Inside of the vehicle was a 1,600 grams of Estrella Kush, and on Jay Harper's person was a large delivery list with a further 200 grams of dried bud of Estrella Kush. The vehicle used was Kyrie Jackson's own personal vehicle with the plate 4KO665G5. Due to the facts and circumstances, raid warrants were submitted and signed for both Jay Harper and Kyrie Jackson. The results from Jay Harper's raid yielded a large-scale meth operation with scales, tables, and raw product. A large amount of cocaine and marijuana seeds were also found. Kyrie Jackson's subsequent raid did not yield any major trafficking-related charges, but due to this being his third instance of felony possession with intent to distribute within 60 days, the Unified Police Department finds the charge fitting. Okay, Jay Harper, stand. I'm going to read your charges to you one at a time, unless you wish to plead to them all collectively. Would you like to plead individually or collectively?
We go individually,
Mr. Harper.
Not guilty, all charges.
All charges, okay. I'm just, for the record, going to read those charges out. Possession of drug paraphernalia, reckless evading, resisting arrest, criminal possession of a firearm class 1, 3 times drug trafficking, felony possession with intent to distribute, possession of dirty money in the 2nd degree, misdemeanor possession of a controlled dangerous substance, oxy/and/or meth, possession of contraband in the 3rd degree. You are pleading not guilty to all charges. Just to confirm.
Why are we confirming that? Hey?
Jesus Christ.
Yes, you are confirming.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, fantastic. Kyrie Jackson, please stand.
What you saying, bro?
Would you like to plead individually to your charges or collectively?
Collectively not guilty to all.
Collectively non-guilty.
Okay, I'm just going to read them out once again. Criminal possession of a firearm class 1. Accomplice felony possession with intent to distribute. Drug trafficking. Misdemeanor possession of controlled dangerous substances, oxy and/or meth. And possession of contraband in the 3rd degree. You've pled not guilty to all charges, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The UPD has requested in sentencing for Jay Harper 9 years with 9 years parole and a $1 million fine. Okay, this is an interesting. For Kyrie Jackson, 5 years parole and a $450,000 fine. If found guilty, you want to move on to a civil asset forfeiture hearing at the end of this. For Jay Harper, it is a rebel and a property, Spanish Avenue apartment 1. And for Kyrie Jackson, it is his commode that was listed in the statement of charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. No problem. If found guilty, we will discuss that at the end of this trial. Okay.
Okay.
Let us proceed. Opening statements. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. When you're ready, Nova.
Hello, Your Honor and people of the court. Today we are going to hear evidence of testimony of the defendants, Jay Harper and Kyrie Jackson, in relation to the charges of drug trafficking. Today you will hear evidence and testimony that not only confirms that not only were their personal vehicles and properties used to store large amounts of dangerous controlled substance, but they were also caught and apprehended on multiple occasions. One of the defendants, Kyrie Jackson, 3 times no less, and 1 time for Mr. Harper. These relations are going to be shown in evidence, and that's pretty much it.
No, well, damn. I don't think I've been to a Nova case before.
Defense. Who's up?
All right.
Working
Your
for
Honor,
the
people of the court,
enemy.
Today we stand here to defend the rights of Jay Harper against an overzealous prosecution
We do.
team.
However, I'm going to stop it right here. Maya Mahmood, get back into that fucking office and put on attire that is appropriate for being in a courthouse. If you do not, I am going to strip you of your bar license immediately. Get back there and fucking change right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I was thinking it.
Felt like I was on a street
Hey,
corner.
can someone open it?
Yeah, I think you could ask.
Grayson's not having shit today. This bodes well for us.
But no, he is completely right. I thought it the minute she came
See
in.
you guys in prison.
I don't mind. Like it doesn't bother me, but
I
Mr.
would,
Thomas,
I
which
would
one of you is the
never
junior
show up
attorney?
in jeans.
That's me.
I've only shown up in jeans once, and that was when I was required. Like
Maya, oop.
I can explain the reason
Yeah,
for
well, you
no
know, that's
reply
like the only
if
reason.
you're
I
also
wouldn't.
concerned
yeah,
about
I
that, Your Honor.
don't think
By
I've
choice?
ever.
No.
Wearing trousers and a jacket
Ever.
will do.
Your Honor, do you want to borrow my tie? I can give it to you if you want.
I'm fine.
Dark, don't give him more clothes. Did I say that out
Oh,
loud?
look, it's like a lawyer walked into my court.
Yeah. Hey, guy.
Oh my god. This guy.
Alrighty, now where was I? Your Honor, people of the court, we stand here today to defend the right of Jay Harper against an overzealous prosecution setting up charges that not only stand so high, it's a massive skyscraper. Some of the charges they simply just don't apply here today. Despite my client Jay Harper having no prior history of drug distribution, the prosecution attempt to paint Mr. Harper as a criminal mastermind when no such canvas exists. They got excited and they're way out of their depth here today. We will show here today that the charges pressed do not apply, that my client Jay Harper is innocent. Thank you.
Okay.
Interesting.
Counselor Thomas, when you're ready.
I'm not a fan of Maya doing that, huh?
Almost every person in the world had at least one moment in their life when they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Most of those moments are nothing too serious, and shortly afterwards, the person is able to move on with their life as usual. However, it is possible that some of those moments are much worse, with far-reaching and possibly life-changing consequences. Unfortunately, an awful incident like that happened to Mr. Kari Jackson on June 7th, 2023. Today, we'll show how Mr. Jackson's involvement in the incident in question was exaggerated by police officers. We will also point out how Mr. Jackson was treated too harshly and was simply misunderstood. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to move on to the prosecution. First witness. Who have we got?
We will call Richard Dark to stand, please.
Okay.
I'll be careful not to lie under oath, guys.
Okay, Mr. Outrageous. Thank you. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you are about to give this court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Sup?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. He's all sworn in, and now he's yours, Nova.
Hello, can you state your name and rank for the record?
Richard Dog, Assistant Chief of Police.
Thank you very much. Were you on duty on the 7th?
Yes.
Were you at
Sorry to
Pillbox
interrupt,
Hospital?
but the 7th of what, sorry?
June.
Thank you.
Don't let him get to your head, Nova.
Alright. So you were on duty on the 7th of June, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
J for lawyer.
Did you go to Pillbox Medical at any time on the 7th?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact call we were on, but we had some people that needed medical attention at the hospital, so that's why I was present.
Do you remember any radio traffic or did you see anything out of the ordinary while you were at Pillbox Medical?
Yeah, I was in the I was on the eastern side, on the Davis side of the hospital in the emergency lane. We were pretty, on alert. I can't remember the situation, but it must have been dangerous. I looked through my binoculars and I saw some individuals at the Hearty Taco Shop on the east side of Crusade, across the street, across Davis. There was a taco truck that pulled into the taco shop, which wasn't out of the ordinary, but there was a blue in color Sentinel and a red in color high class vehicle. I couldn't tell you the make and model. But there was an individual wearing a full balaclava, and I believe a boonie hat, possibly, who was behind this red vehicle with its trunk open, and he was talking on the radio. Given the situation, I called it out as suspicious activity over the radio.
So, did you remember any radio traffic relating to this incident?
Sure. Shortly after, while I was present at Crusade, Officer Elizabeth Remington, she drove past northbound on Davis, and as she drove past the two vehicles, the red high-class vehicle and the blue Sentinel, her ALPR cameras picked up one of the plates was flagged stolen. So someone had reported one of the vehicles stolen, and she kept going for now, given we were dealing with another situation. Not too long later, when I was no longer present, but I did hear from Officer Leonova on the radio that she witnessed the individual masked up at the back of the red vehicle was handling what she believed to be marijuana.
You said you weren't a part of further events, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, my was limited, yeah.
Were you aware of what happened after that?
I was aware that as officers approached, that the suspect in the red vehicle, the one seen with the marijuana, fled from police and was later apprehended, raided, and found with large quantities of narcotics and evidence, well, drug paraphernalia, let's say that.
Okay. In relation to the findings of said raid, are you aware of what was found?
I'm aware. I couldn't tell you exactly the amounts off the top of my head.
In relation to the meth tables that were found in evidence, in your experience as an officer, how many raids have you been a part of where multiple meth tables have been found?
None.
And what is your rank again, sorry?
Assistant Chief of Police.
All right. I'm just going to convene with the rest of my council.
Prosecution's good, Your Honor.
Okay, we're moving over to cross-examination.
Here comes Cross.
Are we dividing this up, Councillors Mahmood and Thomas?
Right, give me 1 second, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Assistant Chief Dark, what was the general time of day throughout the incident?
General time of day was nighttime. Yeah, it was nighttime.
All right, and now kind of moving on to the taco shop situation. Before officers moved in, did your LAPR alert to any vehicle stolen?
No, I didn't drive past the scene, no.
And just to kind of confirm, whose LAPR did?
Romeo 1, Elizabeth Remington with the LSPD.
And is Officer Remington here right now to testify about that?
No, she's not.
Objection, Your Honor. Well, you know why I'm going to object to that very specifically. The statements in the report, and she was not able to be called as a witness.
May I rebut that, Your Honor?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Officer Remington, if that's the correct way to pronounce that, Officer Remington could have still been called as a witness, but a motion for deposition could have been made, yet nothing like that was made on the docket.
Your Honor, respectively, during any discussion that we've had with the Department of Justice, we've been told that it has to be extenuating circumstances, and this is one of those particular circumstances that we did not find as the people to be one of those extenuating circumstances. We believe that Officer Remington's statement is sufficient enough to continue. We would have called her as a witness if we were allowed to.
1 second.
I think we should talk about this one for a second.
They're going for a long time.
It's not relevant anyway. If you see someone trying to load shit into a car and you go to detain them and they run, it's not relevant anyway. I'm fucking hungry, dude. Wait, I can change my music this way? Good to know. I know, Samantha's fucking just spat that out. Like, I'd be mumbling and jumbling and I won't be able to do that. I was gonna stay around for a bit. I think I'll try, but it's getting hotter, and it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 p.m. and it's getting hotter. How is that making any sense, dude? What's going on up here? Oh, it's thing for the talent show, isn't it?
Okay, right. So myself and the other judges present have discussed this, and we understand that the truncated witness list at this point is going to raise these issues repeatedly, where there is evidence that those witnesses could have given, but it has been not necessarily denied, but provided in a different format. Now, Officer Elizabeth Remington's statements are within the reports. And yes, maybe at times, and this is something the prosecution is going to have to learn. They maybe could have asked Assistant Chief Dark here direct questions about that report and how the statement written by Remington is valid here, right? Like those questions could have been asked, maybe a learning moment for you guys. But I'm going to sustain the objection because straight up, Councillor Thomas and Councillor Mahmood, if you thought Remington's statement should be questioned to these kinds of issues, you could have called them as a witness yourself.
True.
And you didn't, right? So it feels a little bad faith for you to then engage on the back end of a truncated witness list to question a written statement. If this statement you believe is so pivotal that it needs to be cross-examined, call them as your own witness. Okay? So, objection sustained. Let's move on. Next question.
All right. So I'll now kind of speak from your general experience, Assistant Chief Dark. Are all flagged vehicles actually stolen vehicles? And I'll just need yes or no for that.
Are all flagged vehicles stolen vehicles? Flagged for what? How do you mean?
Vehicles that are flagged.
Objection vague, Your Honor. Vehicles can be flagged for numerous reasons.
Thank you, Samantha.
All right, let me clarify that. Flagged as stolen.
Yes. Sorry, ask the question again because I forgot which was right. The yes or no.
From your experience as an officer, are all flagged vehicles or all vehicles flagged as stolen are actually stolen vehicles?
No.
And when it comes to flagged vehicles, from your experience, or let me actually again clarify, when it comes to vehicles flagged as stolen, from your experience, what is the distribution of actual stolen cars and false positives?
Objection, compound.
You have a rebuttal.
My rebuttal to that is there are no two different questions that can be made from this one, because it is simply asking for the comparison between the actual stolen cars and false positives. There's no way to change this question to be two separate ones.
Ask it again. No, Nolan.
All right. From your experience, when it comes to vehicles flagged as stolen, what is the distribution of actual stolen cars and false positives?
No, I'm okay with that question. I'm going to overrule the objection. Answer the question, please, Doc.
Yeah, probably about 10% of the time when a vehicle is flagged 1060, which is stolen, it's been it's a misreport. So that's about 10% of the time. It'll probably be, someone reported this stolen because I had to lockpick back into my own car, for example.
All right. Now, kind of moving to a different topic. Before officers moved in on scene at Taco Shop, did you see any of the defendants carry any boxes to the Komoda car? And again, this will be yes or no.
Objection, scope. Nothing was mentioned about that in direct for his direct observation.
My rebuttal to that would be that Assistant Chief Derek did mention that it was mentioned on the radio that individuals were carrying what appeared to be marijuana boxes into the car.
I didn't say boxes, Your Honor.
I just have marijuana. My records. Do you have something different?
For what it's worth, my notes also read marijuana.
Yeah.
Your Honor.
Yep.
I
No.
can rephrase the question.
Please do if you wish to.
Assistant Chief Dark, before officers moved in on scene at the taco shop, did you see any of the defendants carry any marijuana to the Komoda car? Again, yes or no?
I don't know what a Komoda car is.
It's the type, the name of the type of the car, Komoda. That's the brand.
What car?
Objection, that's the car that he mentioned that was a high luxury car, which was red.
It was mentioned in the opening
Okay.
statement in the
Oh,
statement
I
of
see.
crime.
That's the red one.
Your Honor, I have numerous objections to this question. One, counsel is testifying. If defendants wish to question the witness, they're welcome to stand up on the stand. Two, it's vague. Very clearly, the witness does not understand the direct portion of the questions that
I'm
counsel
such a
is
shit.
asking.
I 100% assumed what car they were talking about,
If it
but
helps, we could put a photo of the Komoda up on screen.
No, Councilor Mahmood, I don't think that's necessary. I think you should absolutely rebut if you wish to. Councilor Nolan.
I believe there is nothing vague about this question. It is a simple yes or no question whether Assistant Chief Dark, as he mentioned previously about marijuana being
don't
carried,
specify.
whether he saw any of the defendants carry any of that marijuana to the Komoda car. And what is a Komoda was explained shortly, after the initial question.
I think the misapprehension or understanding of what the car make model was is something that can be absolutely just as a matter of course corrected here. I have no objection to that. I don't think the question's inherently vague. As for him testifying, yes, I think you should inform your client that they need to shut the hell up while the lawyers are working. Appreciate that. Yeah. I'm gonna overrule the objection. I think the question's fine. If you want to answer it, Doc.
I personally did not see anybody with marijuana.
All right. Did you see any of the defendants carry anything else into the Komoda car
No.
at the taco shop?
So did you hear me? No, I didn't.
Yes, I did. So another question. Right after officers moved in on scene at the taco shop, were guns pointed at defendants?
I wasn't present.
All right. So just to confirm, you were not involved from the moment of when officers moved in to the apprehension. Am I correct in saying that?
Objection, Austin answer. He stated many a times where he was involved and when he wasn't involved anymore.
I have I feel okay.
Scope can be opened with
lay this out for
answers.
you,
Mental.
Mr. Thomas. I understand what you're trying to do here. I think you've done it. I have a fairly clean timeline right now as to when Assistant Chief Dark was and wasn't involved in the situation up until this point. So if you feel like you need to clarify it anymore, I'm struggling to see why. I'd prefer it if we moved on.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe, let me just ask Ms. Mahmoud and...
Do you have any sound effects that could be funny? No. I don't. Unless we got hover over the mic.
Okay, I'm going to move over. Do you have anything on redirect? Anything you'd like to clean up with Doc?
Yes.
Okay. Consul Carson, when you're ready.
All right, Assistant Chief Dark. One quick question from me. Does seeing a flagged vehicle on your LPR give you reasonable suspicion to detain the car and its individuals?
Yes.
My co-counsel? Let me speak to my co-counsel.
So if someone blabs, and yes. That's why the lawyers coach people with answers, because they don't want them opening the scope too much.
Okay, so just to
But it
clarify,
can be fun.
To the best of your knowledge, why did officers move in to go and detain and speak to the individuals in question?
To the best of my knowledge, it was because Officer Leonova witnessed the handling of large amounts of marijuana. On top of the vehicle being flagged as stolen, there was more than enough reason for individuals to be detained. So when they fled, they were then suspect to arrest under resisting arrest.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay.
Suspect.
You may step down. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you. Subject, not suspect.
Who's next?
Prosecution would like to call Officer Leonova to the stand, please.
Okay.
I've got to sit good, chat. I got to sit good. I could leave, but I don't want to.
Okay, raise your left hand for me.
I don't want to sit like that.
You swear on it from the testimony you're about to give this cause the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties and perjury up to and including death. So
yes, I do.
help you. I haven't even mentioned a god yet. God damn it, Nova. Okay.
Your Honor, does that mean you have to say it again?
Help you. I mean, I can, but I don't have to. Okay. So help you. A lonely hawk.
I'll stay for half an hour.
Oh,
But then
yeah,
I need to eat. And I need to do some shit.
Big fan of that one.
Well, that should give me enough time.
That I missed.
Oh, it's so hot, dude. Fuck off, man. It's so hot.
When you're ready, Carlson.
Oh,
right.
Yours, unfortunately.
Have I got water? I drank it all.
I will remember that. Can you state your name and rank for the court, please?
My name is Leon Nova, and I am an officer in the the Los Santos Police Department, and I'm also the lead narcotics detective.
Were you on duty on the 7th of June, 2023?
Yes, I was.
Were you one of the officers involved in responding to a suspicious vehicle near the taco shop near Simone Hospital?
Yeah, I was.
How were you made aware of the situation?
So in an unrelated incident, there was, I believe, either an OIS or something that had happened, and units were currently at Crusade Hospital mopping up, making sure suspects and people got the treatment. Over the radio, it was conveyed by, I believe, Officer Elizabeth Remington and Richard Dark that there was suspicious vehicles in the alleyway that had been clocked as either stolen. Individuals were obviously masked up and whatnot. And due to my training and experience with suspicious activity and how they were acting, I decided to stage up and basically watch the individuals.
As you were staged up, what did you notice?
I had my camera out. I was looking at the people from a distance, and I observed an individual, I believe Jay Harper, grab what appeared to be some kind of box that looked like marijuana. Obviously, I've dealt with these things for an extremely long time. And it was within a split second. I attempted to get a picture but failed due to the quickness of it. After that, I mentioned over the radio that this had occurred and that I'd like units to stage up and go in and attempt to detain the individuals.
Did any units respond to that?
Yes, multiple marked units did.
Okay, what happened as they rolled in?
I believe because of my distance from the scene, obviously with the camera, it took me a few minutes to roll in. As soon as I rolled up, they pretty much had already begun to evade. Lights and sirens were present, and a reckless chase ensued.
How did this chase end?
The chase ended when I believe the individuals they attempted to do the jump. We call it the Mary Mushkin jump over Del Perro Freeway. Quite spectacular. They go about 110, 120 miles an hour over Elgin. Attempt to take the jump onto Del Perro. The vehicle, I believe, turtled itself on landing, to which then obviously, the driver got out and the passenger, Kyrie Jackson, stayed put.
Did the passenger comply with police officers on scene to your knowledge?
Yes, he did. And before he was Mirandized or questioned in any way, he was berating how his friends had given away his position.
Did the other individual...
narrative. There was nothing in that question that would require the second part of that answer. The question was simply whether the passenger was complying. And after Officer Nova answered that, there was no reason to add any further. Nothing what she added further about Mr. Jackson potentially saying anything was relevant to the question.
Mm-hmm. You have a rebuttal, Carlton?
Yeah. Nova immediately said that he was complying and immediately decided to give one quick example of how he complied with the police department. I don't think that she went on a tangent in any way of everything that happened in the next following minutes.
You just called his name nice.
To go along with that, Your Honor, narrative objection usually means a long non-stop without interruption answer. Officer Nova did not give that answer.
Okay, Sanders, if you want to go teach a law school class to first years, that's helpful, but I know what a narrative objection is. And I know what a narrative is, so if you want to continue to patronize, we can do that.
Your Honor, I wasn't patronizing you. I was informing you. I was informing Counselor Thomas through you.
Informing me.
I'm not allowed to direct my conversation directly to Counselor Thomas, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to overrule the objection. I don't think that was actually narrative.
All right. So my next question would be, what did the other individual in the vehicle do?
What the fuck,
Are you
Brian?
referencing the driver of the vehicle?
Affirm.
Guess who's back like
He got
cooked
out and
crack?
resisted arrest. Fled on.
Was he able to be arrested?
Yes, I believe he was either tased or tackled, one of the two, and brought into cuffs.
Do you know if he was able to be identified?
Yes, he was.
Big words for a
Was he
nobody.
identified
Jay Harp.
Excellent.
Are you aware if the vehicle was able to be searched?
Yes, I was. It was documented in evidence.
Was there anything found in the vehicle?
My reference evidence?
Affirm.
Yes. If you are referencing a report, please state the report number so we can all look at it at the same time.
I want to look.
It should be. It should be the People C Police Report 84328.
I'm gonna
Yes, I have.
download it.
There was 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 1,600 grams of packed Estrella Kush.
Were you involved in any further investigation surrounding this incident?
Yeah.
Did you find any other instances where any of these individuals were connected with drugs?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall which incidents were discovered?
Yes. Give me one moment while I reference the evidence again. I believe in incident number 80229, Mr. Kyrie Jackson was arrested for being in a felony amount of meth.
That's the People's A for the court.
People's A, sorry. I'm just reading things. So, he was arrested for having possession of a felony amount of meth.
That's not right. I don't think. Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah. And then the next one would be the people. Is the next one B?
If that's the next one that you found.
It'll be number 81280.
Should be People's B, yeah.
He was arrested again for felony possession with intent to distribute, again regarding, I believe, Estrella Cut.
All right, Officer Nova, I want to focus on the first incident that I just mentioned, so that's the People's A.
Yeah.
Were you involved in this incident on the 17th of April, 2023?
Which one was this again, sorry?
80. Sorry!
What the hell?
I'm very frustrated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well.
Kill her. Delete her.
Okay, okay, sorry. Let me go to my thoughts. What was the initial call for the situation?
It was a suspicious activity call. I don't remember the TLDR.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to make an objection for relevance. The charges and instance that Officer Nova is right now in detail talking about, the defendant, Kyrie Jackson, has already been charged for.
I would agree.
And both those incidents were way before the incident that we're here in court for. So I don't see relevance of bringing up exact details of
I would agree.
how Officer Nova was involved.
You're up to 2 a.m.
exactly
today. Oh
happened
god,
because,
Rhea.
as I mentioned,
Get a
the charges
fan.
are already pressed. We're not here for those charges.
What the fuck is this clown show?
Absolutely.
As counselors should be aware, drug trafficking can be argued through separate prongs. One of them being that you have to have 3 separate instances in 60 days. I just want to show that we have the incidents. I don't want to go too much into details in the separate charges that were being pressed, but I think it is relevant that we go over each drug-related charge and how they were pressed.
Okay, so I want to ask you the question, Carlson. Were these charges all stuck? Did the charges get pressed? The people serve their time and fine.
Yeah, so I don't want to
on
go
that
too much
criminal
into
record?
detail. I just want to go like 37. There were drugs next, pretty much. I promise I don't want to go over each and every single detail of every single instance.
Yeah, because I all I literally need to know is the charges on our record to fulfill that prong of drug
Yeah,
trafficking, right? I don't
exactly.
need anything beyond that. So as long as we maintain like a surface, this happened on this date. That's
Oh my
all I need.
god.
Yeah, that's
What is
all I
Eugene
was trying to
doing?
do anyways.
Okay, so as long as you're under advisement to keep it to that level, I am fine with continuing. I'm going to overrule the objection.
All right. So my question was, what led to this situation? What call was made?
At 10:37.
Put your headphones in,
Do you
Ria.
know-
Suspicious activity.
And who was arrested on this incident?
Kyrie Jackson.
What was he charged with?
Felony possession with intent to distribute. And a multitude of other charges.
When you're sleeping?
Are you aware
Sure.
how he pled for this incident?
Guilty.
All right. Moving on to the People's B Police Report 81280. Were you involved in this incident?
It says I was, but I have a hard time recollecting this incident.
Affirmed, and I will just keep that for evidence. Back to the main incident in question, Officer Nova. Are you aware if a raid was conducted after this?
Yes, search and seizure warrants were applied for, signed, and conducted, I believe, the same day or later on in the day. I'm not too sure.
Were you part of this raid?
Yes, I was.
Do you remember what was found in Jay Harper's properties?
Yes, give me a moment. I'm not going to go over every single thing to save the court time, but I do remember it is in evidence in the report. I believe his raid rebel contained 2 meth tables. I believe his owned house stored a significant amount of marijuana, not marijuana, drugs and drug paraphernalia, being 2 further meth tables, pillows of meth, 800 grams of cocaine, a very large presence of marijuana seeds, and
Oh my God.
a set of large scales. I believe there's dirty money found in other places. Obviously, this is all documented in evidence. And
I'm
finally,
a front sleeper.
I believe in one of his vehicles.
I'm a weirdo.
Was, rolled bills.
That's
that
a good
contained
question,
marijuana,
actually.
Although they were in bad condition.
What position are you
and I
in
would
bed,
say that
chat?
the
How
amount
do you
of rolled
sleep?
bills that were in there, I believe
Are
it
you
was
on
in
your
the
back?
Saya.
Are you on your side? Are you on your front? I'm team front.
Inside of his Asaya was 3 specific rolled bills, looked like they'd been used. Or not
Upside down?
used, looked
Yeah,
like they'd been
side's
very
normal.
raw, but they were
I don't understand how
full of
you guys
powder.
feel. I don't know how to stay on my side.
All right. Do you know whether Kari Jackson's properties were raided?
Yes.
Was
Just
anything
don't
significant
move. I
found
move
there?
so much when I'm
I
asleep.
don't believe there's anything major
It's
in terms
crazy.
of drugs or drug paraphernalia found in
How
there,
many
no.
pillows do I have?
No further
have-
questions unless my co-counsel does.
I have 3 pillows. I'm
Thing.
basically upright when I sleep.
If there's any redirect, I think I pretty much.
All right, we're good, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to pass it over for cross-examination.
Listen, I get it. I'm
weird.
wit.
Have it be about the other instances for the prongs, and there's no point because he's going to be like.
Hey, Officer Nova, you spoke in your testimony about how there were vehicles flagged on scene. Can you clarify what vehicles were flagged?
I fell on fire.
I believe
You
it
were
was
on
the
fire.
blue vehicle that was on radio.
It's good.
That didn't even belong to us.
And do you know who owns that blue vehicle?
I do not.
Nothing.
Okay. And was that the reason why you moved in to detain Jay Harper
No.
and Carrie Jackson? Okay, what was the reason?
Because I observed what I believe to marijuana box being handled.
And how far away were you when you observed these boxes?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. Oh, here I go.
This whole case, this whole detainment is based on Nova seeing what's in marijuana. I just want to clarify what she
Here I go,
specifically
chat.
saw, how far
Here I
away
go.
she was. All of this is highly relevant, Your Honor.
Agreed. Questioning the veracity of
I retract
Yeah.
my objection, Your Honor.
You absolutely can, Assistant Chief. Continue. Answer the question, please.
So, as I stated, I had a camera. I don't have a tape measure, so I can't tell you, but I can tell you my full zoomed in camera, I would have a clear full body shot of and clear unobstructed view of a
Good
very large
answer.
box wrapped in sellotape. It was very clear what it was.
Okay. One second, I'm going to speak to them.
Here we go. We're going to wait longer. I apologize in advance, Nolan. Just in
Give me 1
case.
second, Your Honor.
Objection, delaying the court. Please.
No, that's bad. They detained you based on a box that she could clearly see.
Alright, so Officer Nova, what was the general time of day throughout the instance?
If she says she can say
Nighttime.
clearly, she's just
Alright, and how was the visibility?
There was no fog. There was lighting in the area. It wasn't too dark.
She already said she had a full clear shot.
I would say it was pretty good.
Alright, now just to kind of clarify, the blue vehicle you mentioned that was flagged on scene at the taco shop, just to confirm, was it the Komoda in question?
Again, the information that I received was over the radio.
So you didn't have first-hand knowledge?
I did not have first-hand knowledge. As I stated, I was told over the radio that there were suspicious individuals and a flagged vehicle, to which I observed them from a distance. So no, I did not have first-hand experience with a flagged vehicle.
All right.
So let me mute my dispatch.
So just kind of moving on. Just to confirm, who was carrying the boxes you saw at the scene at the taco shop?
J-Hub.
And did you find it suspicious? And this will be yes or no.
Yes.
And why did you find it suspicious?
Because I have years of experience in the field of drug trafficking and marijuana distribution.
How am I supposed to change how I sleep, Angel? You will just
And
one
what
day
was
just sleep on my
suspicious
back?
About
I'll wake up on my front.
them carrying boxes.
Well, the reasonable suspicion comes from masked individuals beside a flagged vehicle congregating in a
Oh,
specific
it's such a
area.
good answer.
It's called reasonable suspicion. Based off my experience.
Quite a few times
Yeah.
with people trying to say that she doesn't know her shit.
Yep.
All right. And the boxes in question. Were you certain there were drugs inside? Again, simple yes or no. At the time, to confirm. At the time, were you certain there were drugs inside?
I mean, no one can.
Nah, he's embarrassing himself.
Objection, Your Honor. Vague. Can he specify the time that he's talking about, please?
Rebuttal would be we are multiple questions and about the scene at the taco shop and Officer Nova observing individuals at the taco shop scene through her binoculars or camera.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, she's answering. I don't need to rule on that.
And how were you certain there were drugs inside?
Because it is a green wrapped thing sellotaped. If I may, Your Honor, pull out one of the things, I'm sure it's here in evidence to give an example.
I don't need the dramatics.
No, but you said in the beginning that you were lead narcotics detective.
All right. Did you see any marijuana sticking out of the box?
How many of them have been wrapped in cellophane?
No, it was sellotape.
All right. Could you smell the marijuana from the box?
No.
What are these questions?
Did you see any marijuana falling out of the box?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this line of questioning. I believe counsel's becoming argumentative beyond what he's allowed in cross.
Rebuttal, Your Honor. There are no arguments here. Simply asking for clarifications. This is the carrying boxes and what was inside them is one of the major points of this case, as this was the incident that originated all of this. That's why I'm asking so many questions, Your Honor.
I understand. However, Mr. Nolan, I am going to, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to advise you to tread very, very carefully over what is fairly sensitive ground due to a form of argumentation we don't particularly enjoy. And I hope you're
yes,
picking
Your
up what I'm putting down.
Yes, Your Honor.
Not the
Without
marijuana.
further objection, I'm going to allow you to continue, but seriously, carefully.
All right.
It was
I'm
a
going to
prop.
just ask one more question regarding something similar, and then I'll move on, Your Honor.
Okay.
From where you were, Officer Nova, looking for the camera, were you certain that the box itself was illegal? And again, yes or no question.
Objection asked and answered.
The rebuttal would be everything that Officer Nova was talking about was directly related to marijuana, and nothing was stated about the box itself. Even though Officer Nova might have equated the marijuana to the box, there is a big difference.
Drop this. A
Do
senior.
you know which question you need to answer, Nova? Do we need him to repeat?
I was waiting for the rebuttal. Is it to answer yes or no? Am I allowed to answer?
You're allowed to answer.
I'm going to say yeah.
I can ask why she was sure there was a
All right. So with everything you said here on cross and during the rec examination, the circumstances at the taco shop scene provide officers with reasonable suspicion to detain individuals involved. And again, yes or no?
Yes.
And the circumstances like that provide officers with probable cause to arrest individuals involved. Again, yes or no?
Say no. Just say no.
Yeah.
What? Nova, no.
Now we're just gonna move on. So, Officer Nova, right after officers moved in on scene at the taco shop, were guns pointed at defendants?
As I believe, as I stated, I was delayed in getting to the point. By the time I got there, the vehicle had started to move.
So can you repeat your answer? I couldn't quite hear it.
As I stated, I was late getting there because I was the one taking the pictures and ordering people to move in. I arrived there and the vehicle started moving.
If it's a felon,
Is that yes or no?
stop are always.
I don't know.
Discuss SOPs.
Yeah. Flagged vehicles.
I can't speak for other people.
She was the first officer there, no?
All right. From your experience as a police officer, do people that are encountering police officers, are they sometimes stressed?
Objection,
about the
Objection,
speculation.
speculations.
Good one, Dark.
The rebuttal would be, I'm talking about general experience of Officer Nova based on her interactions with individuals in her duty as a police officer. And that's probably something that Officer Nova can talk about, and she's not speculating about that.
Okay. Here's the issue. Multiple times during Nova's testimony already, I've had to weigh her expertise in relation to narcotics, right? She has several times tried to establish herself fairly casually as an expert, which the court is obviously going to grant her due to her track record in this ground. Now, just because I make her a expert witness in relations to narcotics doesn't mean that I'm going to, further forward that to, the way she deals with the public at large. But I do believe it's fairly standard that an officer would understand and be able to comment on how they interface with the public, right? I don't think that's fucking ridiculous. Now, I could ask Councillor Thomas here to recall Nova as a witness so he can ask the direct questions, right? But I think you can understand why I would allow the latitude here to ask the question if it stops that from happening for the time, keeping the court case moving and, saving Officer Nova's time here. So I don't know if you still want to object and have her recalled. I'll allow that, but for the purposes of alacrity, I don't see the need to. I'm willing to allow the question to stand. Counsel.
Can I have
So,
a repeat
just
the
a quick
question?
Okay, that means that I
yeah, of course.
my questions.
We withdraw the objection, Your Honor.
I'm going to object again. I've got an idea.
So ask the question against Nolan.
So from your experience as a police officer, Officer Nova, do people that officers interact with are usually stressed?
Oh, never mind. I thought he was going to mention the
Sorry,
gun thing.
Can you repeat that? I'm failing to understand it.
Yes. From your experience as a police officer, do individuals that police officers interact with are usually stressed during those interactions?
Not all the time, no.
I like
And
how
from your
a lot of the
experience as a
objections
police
are less
officer,
like,
what
my
is
client's a
the
pussy.
most common reaction of people when officers point guns at them?
Objection, Your Honor. Scope. At no point did Nova mention testimony about the suspect's hand being pointed with weapons.
I can withdraw that question, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
Did you participate in the chase of defendants, Officer Nova?
Yes, I did.
No, I think he should. If he's
And how would you describe that chase?
Extremely reckless.
And how high would you estimate the speeds to be?
I already mentioned 110 to 120 miles an hour needs to be made to be able to make that jump.
True.
Would anyone be able to safely get out of the vehicle driving at such speeds?
Objection.
Objection. Sorry.
Swimmer
No, go ahead,
experience.
Dark.
I can rephrase the questions to be more specific, Your Honor.
Listen, this is my favorite thing in the world, okay?
The relevance of this question will be shown
I
clearly in the
understand the
next
relevance
refrain.
of the question. I'm not stupid. I see what you're going for.